And the best approach is a top-down approach. So that would be wonderful if it came from the board members down. Board members show their respect to their colleagues, the public, parents, etc. And then staff will do as well, okay? What I've seen in the few meetings that I've been here with, there's a lot of disrespect going on. A lot of disrespect. Suzanne walked back to her chair to sit down, and all you did was give her a nasty, smiley smirk. That's all you did. You gave her a nasty, smiley little smirk. You don't have, none of you have to agree with what the public comes up here to say, okay? And that's certainly that's your right, your privilege. But it's not your right to disrespect people that come up and give public comment. You don't have to agree with them. You're certainly allowed that. I mean, that's fine, and sometimes it's actually the way it is. But you don't have to disrespect them. And one of the ways you can give respect without really doing anything and even saying anything is just acknowledging them by looking at them and letting them know that you're paying attention when they're talking to you. Like Miss Brennan. You've been looking at your computer now the whole time Suzanne was giving her comment, and the whole time I've been giving mine now. So it kind of gives us a feeling, and I won't speak for Suzanne, I'll just speak for myself. It gives us a feeling that whatever we're saying up here doesn't really matter to you, or doesn't really have any wealth or importance. Which that's your right if that's what you think. That's fine. But it doesn't mean you show disrespect if you feel that way. Transparency is everything. It truly is. See, you're smirking again. I'm glad you're making her happy. At least maybe I'm making her happy now. Yeah.
Stop.
Transparency is everything. So being transparent, even with the agenda, we'll pick on something that's not even a person, okay? When you look at the agenda for this evening, okay, you find on here an item called, that's actually labeled fund accounting payment summary, okay? But it's actually written that way right on the item. But if you try to match it up to the agenda, it's not called that in the agenda. It's listed in the agenda as general fund checks. What I'm trying to say here is, when the general public is out there and they're trying to look through some of these documents and trying to see exactly what's going on and just kind of follow their taxpayers' money, right? It's very hard to do. This particular document, the general funds checks, this doesn't show you, of all these items in here, which is very nice, it's very good, it doesn't show you what's coming in to the system and what's going out. In other words, what are you paying out versus what are you taking in? It doesn't show that. But at the top, under tiny little print, it says payment categories, regular checks, non-negotiable disbursements, direct deposits, that's incoming, manual checks, procurement cards, and credit cards. What I'm trying to say is there's little transparency for the public to see in this document. This is just one. You have a whole lot more in the documents for this evening's meeting. And you have to be a lot more concise and a lot more specific with what you say.
Thank you.
Is my time up?
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good day.
It's perfect.
We'll come right through, no problem.
Thank you. Gettysburg.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Griffin. I'm a taxpayer. I wanted to first address some issues from the February 3rd work session. There was a statement made by Director Sullivan that people have come to stating to him that the cameras were down to middle school. First, I question that that the cameras were down to middle school. Excuse me. First, I question that. And secondly, why does a sitting board member wait to bring this possible important security issue to a board meeting and not contact the administration or the board president immediately. This concerns me and should concern the community of this member duty as a board member. Why wait until a public board meeting unless you have an agenda to place blame on someone? Waiting could have caused great safety issue and was a great negligence to the children's safety. This again shows another negligent action for this board member. The president did state to Director Sullivan that he should have contacted the school and not to wait. Director Sullivan did not even know if this was a policy. Policy or no policy, this should have been a common sense decision as a board member and any human being. Also at the meeting at approximately 1.03 mark, Director Ewan, did I pronounce that right? Brought up about Director Sullivan's YouTube channel and election interference. The way these clips are used is wrong in so many ways. It does affect the harmony and the production of this board and can affect elections. They are harassing, defamatory, childish clips. Next, I was appalled when I heard Director Sullivan state to Director Ewan, "Now you sound like a Democrat." Why does any board member think that he can get away with saying anything like this to any other board member? Plus, it really takes nerve coming from a Republican that was censored and had support withdrawn from the Adams County Republican Committee for his behavior unbecoming of a public servant and violating the values of a Republican. A few of them are, Director Sullivan betrayed the public trust through deception and misconduct. He has violations of the ACRC principles of using official power, lack of transparency, violation of the trust of the public. Conversation with the solicitor on taxpayers' money, refusing to give the details to the board about these private conversations.
So this is allowed
On
for
May
Sullivan only.
2024, parents asked Director Sullivan to stop.
Pause a second. Comments?
Okay,
Quiet.
but you
I
gather
get the
people when they
gavel.
address
I got the gavel.
anybody but
Did
Sullivan.
I stop? I didn't stop Ms. Bayless. I was getting ready to
That was
pause and
board
tell her-
leadership.
Tell her that she needs to direct her comments to the board. That's my call, not yours.
Okay,
I
well,
get to-
other
I get
people
to
can
have this
say
call.
from the audience the past two meetings. I've watched your meetings the past 2 weeks, and other people have talked from the audience, and I'm sick of
You're out
the
order.
two-sided.
You're-
Fine,
You're out of order.
just like everybody else has
I
been.
let Ms. Bayless say it about 3 or 4 times, and I stopped.
Whatever.
And then she's at the limit, and you've got to direct your comments towards the board as a whole, please. And
Okay.
you're reclaiming your time at 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, on May 24th, with Director Sullivan to stop recording no names? Okay, sorry. Parents stated that they
Just
wanted the
said that.
recordings to stop for their children's of the award being done at these meetings. His response was quoted, "If you feel there is a risk for students, then stop the Students of the Month event at our meetings. Remember, this is a meeting of the school directors and not a meeting of the public." And it continues on, and I have copies to show of this also. He also stated about attacks that he was receiving. For every action, there is a reaction. The board has the right to defend themselves from any tyrant that is continuously attacking them and videoing them directly. There, again, is no issue with recording the board members in meetings. It is, however, clips of how these are being used. Facts are clear and the actions have shown how the treatments have become. Review all the past minutes in the meetings and recordings. Now, the elections are coming up, and I do not want to see this board go backwards. I would like to remind everyone to be aware that the same issue does not happen at this election that happened years ago with the candidates running, because they are again out to remove several board members and to put a tyrant back in control. This is not in the best interest of the board and the production of the board. You have a working board at present. Why would you want to start over again with nothing but problems as before? Research each candidate. Do not believe all the lies and the defamation that is going on. Make sure they are backed by a reputable organization or running on their own merit. Make sure that they have come to the board meetings and know all the information it takes to be a valuable candidate. And if you're not aware of any of these, just ask. We can give you the information on them. Myself or others of the board can verify the truth of what happened at that time. There's 2 ladies on this board, they're directors now, that were part of this. They knew nothing about being on the board. They they had a knock on their door one day, asking if they wanted to run because they wanted to have certain members removed and stated, all you have to do is show up for one meeting a month and follow my lead, to which is also noted and recorded in several minutes. It was clear that they had no knowledge of what was going on. I am sure if you asked these ladies, they would tell you the truth of what happened. I am proud of these two for stepping to the plate on this board and knowing that they were used and willing to learn and stating the sake of the children,
Time is up.
school and community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and Jeremy Wrestler.
Good evening, my name is Jeremy Wrestler. I'm a community member, taxpayer, and resident of the school district. I come here tonight to publicly condemn the personal, slanderous, and malicious attacks made against me here in this very boardroom and on YouTube by board member Dwayne Sullivan.
Here we go again.
His abuse, slanderous statements, false accusations, and outright lies about me have not only put him in legal jeopardy but this body as well. On that board member's YouTube channel, he posts skewed, one-sided subtitles and descriptions to his video clips that are full of slander, defamation, harassment, misrepresentations, conspiracy theories, and innuendo, aimed directly at the other 8 board members, staff, school administration, and now taxpayers. It's absurd this board member's YouTube page claims we are independent journalists. Really? Who is the we? Does this board member have a split personality we should know about? If this board member is a journalist, then I'm Mickey Mouse. A one-sided, politically and personally skewed page containing second-rate video editing, cartoonish memes, and all its misrepresentations is not journalism. It's nothing more than fake news. And this speaks volumes when this board member is scared to disclose his own name on his own YouTube page. This board member's actions equate to nothing more than a Monday morning quarterback
You mean like
sitting
Henry
in the
Crumb?
cheap seats. But he's not in the cheap seats, is he? No, he sits on the board and willing to work with the administration and the other 8 board members. He has done nothing for the betterment of the school, its students, or administration. Instead, he tries to act like he's doing his job by regurgitating facts and figures for
Okay, how many
presentations,
times is it all?
pointing out issues that have already been discussed. Good job, Captain Obvious. Furthermore, anytime anyone questions that same board member, he gets loud, obnoxious, belligerent, and acts like a child.
I mean, are we over the
No one
limit
in this
now, or
board
what?
is above reproach, and that includes that board member. This body needs to hold him accountable for his actions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
That was a leak, that was 1, 3, or 4, right? Just wanna make sure. Yeah.
You know who they hear the most. Yeah, and recognizes. Talk about that. Okay. At this time, I need a motion to approve regular board meeting minutes of January 20th. So moved. Do I have a second?
Second, Danielle Brenneman.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the curriculum and co-curriculum and policy meeting of January 28th, 2025.
So moved, Nick Lovell.
Second, Janelle Rustler.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the finance, property, and supply meeting of January 28th, 2025.
So moved, Nick Lovell.
Do I have a second?
Second, Mary Brenneman.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the work session for February 3rd, 2025.
So moved, Nick Lovell. Second, Brian Lloyd.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just let that Brian. I seriously did not see you.
No.
Sit down, listen. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Okay, what's take, you gonna take it?
Yes, I will. So for finance, property, and supply, I'm just gonna do them all separately because A is a roll call and B, of course, the motion.
Okay.
So in the form of a motion, uh,
A?
Recommend approval of no, I was about to say vitamin A.
Vitamin A.
Number A, roll call please.
Letter
Okay. I've got a motion on the floor to recommend vitamin A.
We're giving you grace, we're grace.
I think we all need some ginkgo biloba or something. for our- Okay, do I have a second for item A?
Second.
I've got a first and a second. Is there any discussion?
The only discussion I had, it appears that, do we have 4 students in this? We have 4 seats.
We have 4 seats, Mr. Sullivan.
Do we have any students in it?
I'm unsure if we have any at the present time.
Oh, okay.
But we have
4
students who
seats.
have need, and we never know how many we'll have.
Right.
This is our opportunity to make sure that we have that group of students.
Correct.
Who will have need.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they were filled yet. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Carrie, would you do honors?
Danielle Brenneman,
Yes.
Mary Brenneman,
Yes.
Brian Moyer,
Yes.
Nick Lovell,
Yes.
Jeannie Ewan,
Yes.
Janelle Ressler,
Yes.
Dwayne Sullivan,
Yes.
Carl Thompson.
Yes.
All right, and Stephen.
Okay. Back to you.
In the form of motion, I want to move item B.
You can do B, that's it.
But I do want to first acknowledge,
Okay, I gotcha. I have a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the following anonymous donations. Do I have a second?
Second, Brian Moyer.
Okay, any discussion?
yes, I just want to say thank you for the donation. It's very appreciated.
There always is, thank you. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, in the form of motion, I'd like to approve payments. And just to acknowledge that this is only the payment, the check portion of a report, not the whole report. That's why it was like.
Yes. Okay. I have a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the payment of invoices. Do I have a second?
Second, Mary Brenneman.
Any discussion? And at this point, you want to make it clear that these are just, this portion is just the checks going
Right,
out.
of the report, it's not the whole report.
It's not the whole report, okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And, letter, item D is just new.
Thank you. End of report. Right. End of report?
End of report.
Okay. Thank you.
Under personnel, does anybody have any items they wish to be pulled?
I like to pull D.
I didn't hear that, what was that?
Hold it.
D.
Anyone else? Hearing none, in the form of a motion, recommend approval of personnel items A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, and J.
So moved, Mary Brenneman.
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I have a motion on the floor to take recommend approval of the following letters: A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, and J. Do I have a second?
Second, Mary Brenneman.
Okay. I've got a first and second. Do I have any comment, concern on those things? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
In the form of a motion, recommend approval of the 2024-2025 spring head and assistant coaches.
We've got a motion on the floor to recommend approval of the 2024-2025 spring head coaches and assistant coaches. Do I have a second?
Second, Brian Moyer.
Okay, I needed, you had a question, Dwayne?
No, I just had a comment. I wanted to thank all the spring head and assistant coaches for actually taking the time to do what they're doing, that's all. I want to thank them.
Any other discussion? Did you want to say that now? Just fall through. No further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
End of personnel report. Item A, under curriculum, code curriculum and policy, is for discussion, if there is any. In the form of a motion, recommend approval of 206, 207, 208, 807, 810, and 815.
I've got a motion to approve the policies listed under B. Do I have a second?
Second, Mary
Well,
Brennan.
go ahead, Mary.
I've got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
End of report.
Mr. Lawyer, did you have anything for Jason?
Well, yeah, we had to, again, I would say we didn't have a quorum last month, so we did not meet. Our meeting is in 2 weeks. So nothing has changed.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Nick, did you have anything on the PSBA?
Nothing to report.
Okay. LIU, y'all got a letter on February 7th. I have nothing else. Looks like the same stuff over and over again for LIU. You were at LIU today? Did you
I
have
was.
anything to comment on any of that?
No, it was a great presentation, attended by Dr. Graham and myself, and a couple building administrators.
Okay. All right, that ends mine. Dr. Mitchell, you're up.
Thank you. I do have a few things to go over, so I just want to make sure that I share them. First, I would like to say thank you to the Two Cylinder Cycle Club and the Thunderbolt Foundation. The mobile ag lab was made available by the dissolution of that group and the donation that they made to the Thunderbolt Foundation. So that was an excellent way to be able to get students interested in agriculture and a number of different things they're doing. First of all, there have been some questions or concerns that might still exist around ACTE, and I just wanted to share a little bit of a timeline and some history with ACTE to provide this for everyone. In 2019, ACTE really became an independent entity supported by Littlestown, Gettysburg, Bermudian Springs, Fairfield, and Conewago Valley. In 2020, ACTE began operating independently while on Gettysburg's campus. In 2021, Crabtree, Rohrball, and Associates completed a feasibility study at no cost with 3 options. One option to create a new facility fully completed, one for a new facility that would be phased in over a period of time, and one to create a new facility at an existing location or renovating. In 2022, presentations came around to all school districts in Adams County and were given by Sean Eckenrode, Director of ACTE. In 2024, Adams County boards across the county began committing financial support for the next 3 to 4 years for the purposes of expanding our opportunities for our students in the area of career and technical programming. So I'd ask, one last thing, in 2025, the superintendents met in this boardroom with Representative Dan Mao to build connections and continue to find ways to provide opportunities to expand and accelerate career technical programming for students here in Adams County. Why prioritize the expansion of ACTE? Our future ACTE students need additional options and we need to offer programs to more students. As has been well communicated, expansion does not come without a cost. So why even consider any tax raise now or for the future ACTE building needs? The answer is simple, and it never hurts to repeat what has been shared before. Like when we take out a mortgage to purchase a home, all districts in support of ACTE need to borrow funds to pay for a building. The careful execution of precise increases, as was done for the current year, will provide the foundation for the JOC of what resources are available in making these future decisions. Making small, predictable increases now, specifically designated for the future of ACTE, gives that board of authority the support that they need. What currently exists, a feasibility study, 3 options for construction, an employment need within Adams County for qualified workers in the trades, a representative that's local who supports our need for a location, a track record for a board of authority similar to what exists for the LIU, an executive director with a proven track record for building and expanding career and tech centers, and a financial commitment from 5 Adams County schools to support one of the 3 available options. What is still needed is a final location for construction, which is a priority of our JOC for ACTE. Our representatives, Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Yerger, and Mr. Thompson, will meet and work through the best decision that's available. In our recent meeting with Representative Mao, the superintendents and Representative Mao determined that by April we would complete a plan and have a plan presented and prepared so that in May our representatives to ACTE should be able to provide information related to where this building might take place. The biggest concern that I have and the biggest thing that I want to share with this board is we're currently at an impasse where the JOC and the Authority for ACTE needs to know the financial backing to be able to make the decisions on what construction project is going to take place. The executive director and the program, the authority at ACTE, needs that financial commitment to be able to decide what they're going to choose. So one needs the other, and a plan is coming in May. Additionally, you may recall from my first superintendent's report of October 2024, a statement that I shared on the use and misuse of social media was a focus. I will reiterate this evening the message I shared in October. Let it be known, and please be certain to understand, the administration and board leadership unilaterally do not condone personal attacks, derogatory comments, or attempts to demean or diminish anyone in any manner. It is the district's intent to clearly communicate to all who follow the district communications of these continuing and resurging posts with the hope that individuals responsible for these posts will stop sowing seeds of negativity and antagonizing discourse and immediately remove any and all demeaning and discriminatory statements, media posts against others. And the last thing that I have is just a reminder. Board training on February 26th. It will be here. It is from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I promise to get you out a little bit earlier than that. But that will be based on how a board is able to, it's how board oversight occurs through governance. And we will be working on communication, how to communicate, how to make sure that we are doing the things necessary for a school board to be able to do. That ends my report.
Those of you that don't know, I'll give a little more background to the ACTI. On or about 2015, may have been 14, we started on this endeavor. It took us till 2019 before we were officially even recognized. It took us till 2024 before we even had an EIN number. So this is not a short road. This is not an easy road. This is a road that has been long going, and it took us a long time from that 2014, 2015, just to get our own separate entity, more or less. And we were still running under the, like better terms, microscope of Gettysburg until we pulled away in 2020. So it takes a little bit. It's not a fast road. The speed limit's only 5 miles an hour, guys and girls. So we're still got a long way to go, but thanks to Congress, which there's a bill out there to, I know the congressman from New Jersey is one of the sponsors of it to help things like this. So hopefully we can get somebody there. I have been in discussion with Senator Fetterman concerning this. So we've got some good people that maybe we can get big money from those guys. So
we won't need Sean's replacement until April or May?
No, we already know the replacement, yeah.
But she's not gonna come visit the different districts like
Not
Sean
until
used to
she
do?
officially takes,
She can't do it
she
right
can't,
now.
yeah,
I
she's,
don't think she starts.
she doesn't start
That's
until,
what I'm saying,
yeah.
we won't meet, if she
Yeah.
does, we won't meet her till April.
you can meet her anytime you want. She's over at Conway.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
in Conway. Oh, it's